speaker, John Anderson, as I always appreciate his speeches. John will be speaking from the Presentation Mastery Path, Level 3 Elective, Focus on the Positive. John's time will be 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is to practice being aware of your thoughts and feelings, as well as the impact of your responses on others. Appreciative inquiry is an alternative to problem solving as a method for solving conundrums. If we depend upon problem solving, we never truly succeed, as the nature of the mind is to question values. There is no end to problems, but there is a way to move forward from any situation to find success by appreciating what is valuable and essential in any circumstance. Learn about the fundamentals of appreciative inquiry as a project method. Let's welcome John Anderson, Appreciative Inquiry versus Problem Solving.
Thank you very much, Laura, and members and guests. Appreciative inquiry is a strengths-based approach to change that focuses on what's working well and how to build on it. Sometimes called AI, although I think it's been eclipsed by artificial intelligence, so we need to be careful in calling it AI these days. But since it was begun in 1987, it claimed that AI initial first, but that's of little import these days. What is appreciative inquiry? It's based on the idea that that people are naturally resourceful and capable of achieving positive outcomes. And what is problem solving? Problem solving is the process of identifying and fixing problems. It's a traditional approach to change that focuses on what is wrong and how to make it right. Here's a comparison. The first column, feature, focus, approach, goals, and outcome. So with appreciative inquiry, the focus is strengths. The approach is strength-based. The goal is to build on what's working well. And the outcome is positive and sustainable change. Now, with problem solving, the focus is problems, and the approach is deficit-based. The goal is fix what is wrong, and the outcome is short-term solutions. Now, to pause for a moment here before we go into this next section, we all use problem solving. Problem solving is the fallback position of there's something wrong and oh my God, I've got to fix it. We go through it from the moment we wake up in the morning till when we go to sleep, and we're thinking of those thoughts of what do I need to do tomorrow. Our last thoughts are frequently about problem solving. Oh my goodness, did I turn up the heat enough? Or did I turn off the light someplace? This is problem solving. We live in the world of problem solving. This appreciative inquiry methodology began when David Cooper Ryder was a graduate student doing his thesis, his doctoral thesis, at a Midwestern university in the 1980s. And he was studying medical practices, and he found that there was one particular medical practice that was having much better results than the other medical practices that he was studying and observing. And he went and visited them, and they were just much more forward planning and anticipating and looking at what was working the very best and how could they build on that. And he was struck by that, and he wrote his paper. And when he delivered his paper at a big symposium of other people in that profession, and I'm forgetting the exact profession, it's inconsequential. He was presenting to a professional group, and he was laughed out of the auditorium, and he was just crushed by, he thought it was such a good idea, but everyone else thought it was very funny. He continued to work on it, and with his mentor through his graduate program, his advisor, the two of them really worked on building it. And out of that, a few years later, when he gave a presentation, he was enjoying a standing ovation that people were beginning to get and understand. He was able to communicate more effectively. So here's an evaluation of inquiry: appreciation of the appreciable world, activation energy, elevation and extension of strengths. We can identify a strength and then see its relative importance and see how that strength might be extended to other areas. And there's a profusion of strengths, and we can broaden and build upon those existing strengths. That could be in a particular department or a particular system that a business or an organization is operating, a methodology for building, for construction, all sorts of things. We learn from what works and establishing the new and eclipsing the old. There are old methods that we can just be letting go of. So this is the extension of relatedness, connecting an ever-expanding universe of strengths. In the practice of appreciating, or let's practice the appreciating before fixing. When we come upon a situation, we can say, oh, this is a problem. Oh, but what is a strength that if I build upon this strength, that it might overcome that existing problem and just skirt the issue? Appreciative inquiry and or problem solving. If you focus on problems, there's no end. There will always be problems. It's not like problems are going to go away. And it's human nature. And just the way that our mind works is to notice something out of the norm that we call a problem and something that is just wrong. And focusing on what's best and building upon it, and then the problems recede. They're diminished. I have an old friend from about 1971 who taught me this phrase, take the best and leave the rest, by Jamal McKinney. The citations here for this talk today are David Cooperrider and Suresh Srivastava. In 1987, developed a theory of methodology and process of organizational and social change that has given a global network of researchers, practitioners, trainers, and consultants. I used Google Bard today, OpenAI, ChatGPT, Google searches for content and images. I hope you've enjoyed this talk and you can take a chance and look at how to make something good great.